Wakey, wakey.
Hey. Well, it's been a minute since I did one of these things. You know what? Why not? Why not do another review for old time's sake? This time around, Rider Kicks Figure Decade.
Hey guys, it goes from 90 here with a brand new review. Yeah, I'm doing one of these again. This time we're going to be taking a look at the Rider Kicks figure, Kamen Rider Decade. Now, if I'm going to be like most reviewers nowadays, I think we should probably take a look at the box art. So let's take a look. So yeah, anyways, here's the back, the side, and the front. And that's it for the box. Let's talk about the actual figure. Not copying people in a Batman mask, the painting and sculpting on this figure is done excellently. All the painting and detail is done beautifully, making it look like this is actually the official Decade suit on a basic figure. When Bandai announced that they're not going to be doing any more gimmick figure lines, they're just going to go basic figures, they didn't shy away from giving us the same amount of detail that any of the other figures have gave us. However, though, the paint is only on the front and there's none on the back, and the paint actually just stops right when you get to the very top of his head. The magenta actually pops out pretty well than any figure you'd see. Before you say anything that he is pink, here's BM for a paint comparison. As you can see, he's a darker shade than our favorite pink digital bird from Digimon Adventure. Moving on, posing these guys is actually really fun. You can do any sort of pose from your favorite show and or memes without any troubles at all. Thanks to the double jointed knees in his legs, posing is done in multiple ways. Like you could do a dynamic rider kick pose. Or, like me, you could do a subpar walking cycle. The arms are great to pose too. Connected by a ball joint at the chest and a swivel at the arm here, the arms are pretty great on posing as well, depending on how you're going to pose them. Also, one unique engineering point that I want to point out is the shoulder pad here. Like with the Dino Charge figures, the shoulder pad can actually move out depending on how you're going to pose the arm, and it tends to stay there if you want it or not. Very unique engineering, Bandai. I like what you did there. The only major downside to this figure, posability-wise, is his feet. His feet are only connected on a ball joint, which gives for equal range and movement. But however, though, this does cause a bit of a problem, considering for some poses when playing with this thing, it'll tend to flop over. And there's really no way to tighten up the ball joint unless you got some super glue. But here's an example of it. Trying to do this pose here that you'll see later in the video, he topples over. No sort of like anything that's going to make him stay firm on the ground. I mean, it's a low budget figure line, so I'm not going to gripe too much about it, but it's a minor complaint. So yeah, he can't do poses like this with the box supporting him, but he can do other things, with his included accessories, of course. Now he does get an extra set of hands, one hand being his pointer finger hand, as you can see on the left, and his other hand being a connector peg for his rider sword. But I'll get to it in a later point in time. But if you pop off this hand here, you can replace it with his signature rider card hand. It's not painted, it doesn't have a sticker, but I personally don't mind it because I personally prefer the blank card over a Final Attack ride card because it's not only great for the figure, but it's also great for any sort of stop motion animations you want to do with Decade. Another accessory includes this sword here. This is the ride booker in its sword mode. Why does it have that silver outlinings? Well, link for that video in the description for my painting version of it in 1290's workshop. Anyway, this sword here has a hole in the handle here, which is used for this hand specifically. So in case you want to do a stop motion animation with Decade trying to kill him because I took away his hands for a brief moment, you also do get to use this as a sword. However, if you want to be screen accurate with your figure, the ride booker on the side of his belt is removable. So that way you can have him do other poses as well, such as him going through his rider card collection, or him posing out with his card open, or some other scene in the show that involves the ride booker. I don't know. Anyway, getting back on track, one last accessory to point out, and that is this little number you see here. Yeah, something I really wasn't expecting outside of the box. I mean, one ticket driver was easy enough, but they gave us both versions of it. As if they wanted to let fans know that, hey, Decade was also a Legend Rider, but with a different belt. The first one on the right here is actually the original, casted in black plastic. Well, I mean, they're both casted in black. But the one on the right is plastered in white paint, while the other one's plastered in pink paint. And honestly, these two are done really well. I don't know how well you could tell this on my camera, but the white one here, the normal Deca driver, has the original 10 symbols, and the Neo Deca driver here has all 20 symbols. That was a pretty nice attention to detail, Bandai. I mean, like I said before, Bandai never shies away from adding extra detail to the accessories to the figures, but this is something new that I never really expected. Props to you. Putting the drivers on is easy as well, because right above where the belt should be is a little tab, and on the back of it is a little port on the deck of drivers, so you can just basically just slap these on until you hear a click. And there you go, Decade's ready to destroy the worlds again with the new Neo Deca driver. Unfortunately, I don't have any other figures from the Rider Kicks figure line to accompany him, so for now, let's go on ahead and get to the size comparisons, shall we? From the Digidata collection, here's BMon, like I mentioned earlier. Here's Lloyd Garmadon 2012. Here is the Tiger Lance Ryusoul from Kishin Sentai Ryu Soldier. Here's the Digimon Gabumon Funko Pop. And for another action figure that's way above his scale, the Power Rangers Legacy Line's Nat Geo Gold Ranger. So I have a basic idea of size compare. Where's he going? What the... Dude! Hang on, I got this. This is what I get for adding stop motion to my reviews. Hey, I really need to find better help these days. Okay, I know your printing got chipped or whatever. I would have lost my mind if you got damaged. Hey. Yeah, I was going to paint over this in like a black marker to make the gold stand out more, but never got around to doing it. Oh well. It is going to be editing nightmare, you know. Now you just stay back over here on the review station and you behave yourself, okay? I'm watching you. Overall, the figure's great. Like I mentioned throughout the review, this was Bandai's first attempt at making a Legend Rider figure line. But however, though, due to most people's dismay, the only Legend Riders that they ever saw were Build and X-Aid. While they're still planning on doing more Build and X-Aid figures when Kamen Rider 1 comes out, this is our first taste at other riders from different series. Decade was the case, though, since Decade made a couple of episode appearances in GO. And while I personally don't mind it, it would be nice if we got like an O's figure or a Forze figure. To be honest, I want to see how well this line goes out in the future, and I hope to see more successes with Bandai as it continues. Overall, if you can afford for this figure, I'd say go for it, because I got this when it first dropped. At any rate, I think I've rambled on long enough about this guy. So, until we see each other again, this is Gosei in Green 1290, signing out. Man, that was exhausting. Editing all that was pretty much hell as well. Well, I mean, I wanted to try new things. I don't know, maybe I'll try stop motion animating with a review again sometime in the near future. For now, let's see what I can do for myself for the rest of the day.
Psst, hey buddy. Over here.
Huh? Gabumon?
Boot me and you'll lose it.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Since when could you talk? T-minus 12 seconds go. Now pick me up. I have something to tell you.
Okay. Picking you up.
Now that we're eye level, I can tell you what I need to tell you. It's important.
Okay, this is getting weird, even for my standards.
Says the one who watches costume superheroes beat the crap out of each other. Also, among other things that don't make sense. Well, breaking aside anyways, it's really important that I need to tell you this. Something's coming our way.
I really didn't want to make this video over 10 minutes long with boring, cringy content already.
Dude, your old papercraft videos are nothing but cringe.
Hey, watch it. So, what is that you're here to warn me about, anyway?
The other side, my friend. He's coming back.
Yami. Are you sure?
The Forgotten Realm in this realm is beginning to shift in balance. We have to do something now, and fast.
Okay, great. Shouldn't have canceled the 100 subscriber special then.
The dimension feeds off cancellation, you know. Forgotten dreams are what gives him his power.
Well, how am I going to prepare?
In due time, we'll know how to stop them, but we need to plan now so that way we can affect the future.
Okay, can we talk about this, like, at, like, the end credit wipe or something like that, or the end screen?
That's preferable, yeah.
Okay, good. Roll it. Come on, just bring it in.
Nice end card graphic, by the way. Oh, thank you. A fan made it. Now, let's talk business about this Yami guy, shall we? Let's.